known for some time that there would be a World War Z 2 film heading our way, but not much movement has been seen on the project, tentatively set for a release date of June 9, 2017. According to a report in The Hollywood Reporter, things are now falling into place, with Dennis Kelly, creator of the British series Utopia, being brought on board to write a new draft of the script for World War Z 2. It's also being confirmed now that J.A. Bayona will remain on board as director for the film. The confirmation comes on the heels of reports that Bayona was being courted by Universal to direct their own sequel, Jurassic World 2. The report says that Bayona was unlikely to leave the Paramount project since he had already had a deal in hand, but it sounds like the interest from a rival studio may have helped to spark progress on the sequel. Schnepp, your thoughts on World War Z 2 looking like it may be on track to hit its 2017 release date?
I think it will, barring the, remember World War Z, the first one had they reshot the whole film.
Yeah,
they had
pretty
the film
much,
completely done and then rewrote it and reshot the entire movie.
Or at least three-quarters of it.
At least
practically a totally different film.
Yeah, so I don't think they're going to do that again. I think they're going to approach it smart this time. I'm sure Brad Pitt will be returning, and it felt like World War Z ended with kind of a. Wasn't there I don't know, I can't remember now. Was there a cure? I know they were off on an island somewhere.
Well, it's best you don't remember it, then you can't spoil the film for people who haven't seen it yet.
Well, you're right. Guys, I don't remember what happened, but if they did cure it, I guess it's back. More zombies.
I think this is great news, and I hope it does come out in 2017. I think it will, barring a huge star schedule in Brad Pitt, but he has a lot invested in this movie. I think he was a producer on World War Z. He really wanted this project to get off the ground, and it ended up being pretty successful. It wasn't a huge hit domestically, given what its production cost was. This movie cost a ton of money to make, but I think it did $200 million domestically, and then it crushed overseas. Yeah. So it makes sense that they would want to make another one, and I'm all for it. Look, kids, in today's landscape, it's not a matter of do you want to see zombies, it's do you want to see the right zombie project, and World War Z was a fascinating take on zombies. Even though you could definitely tell that they did some reshooting towards the end, I like how the first two-thirds of the film felt like a really action horror film, and the last one was just a pure suspense thriller kind of vibe. So I'm all on board for another World War Z.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys where World War Z, it was kind of like Jane Got a Gun. It was all these production nightmares. Sure. They ended up hating what the final film was. They booted the director. They reshot almost the whole thing. It's like Matthew Fox was a significant character in it, and then you just see him for a second in the actual movie. By the time it actually came out, you just see him for a minute. It's like, wait a minute, was that Matthew Fox? And they pretty much cut that whole thing out. And I read about what his story arc in it was, and it was good that they took it out. Streamlined the movie quite a bit. And I ended up really enjoying World War Z. It wasn't in my top 5 favorite films of the year or anything like that, but I quite enjoyed it. Bayona, though, as a director, he's got another film coming out in 2016 called A Monster Calls, which sounds fascinating. It's got Liam Neeson, Felicity Jones, Sigourney Weaver, and it's about a young boy. It sounds a little bit like, what was that? The best Guillermo del Toro film?
Pan's Labyrinth.
It sounds a little Pan's Labyrinth to me. It's about a young boy who goes and starts talking to a tree monster to help deal with the fact that his single mom is facing fatal illness. Wow. And it sounds fascinating to me. Now I find out this is the same guy directing the next World War Z. Sign me up. I think this sounds really fascinating. I'm on board.
I want less fatal illness and more tree monster. In that movie, I want 30%, 70%. That sounds great. And if a guy's doing a project like that, he sounds like the right person to bring on board for this sequel. And as far as the studio putting pressure on him, them making sure they had him for a movie, I don't know if I buy all of that, because he's not a A-list director that, we need you on this project, but he sounds like he might be the right guy to make this movie good.
Hey guys, if you like this clip, click here to watch the entire episode. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because it'll help you stay up to date with all the stuff we've got going on here at Collider.